guess. And she died in 1921.
Right. I have the Bible that has all the dates in it.
Anyhow, Eliza was an old gal when Bessie was born. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
No, I take that back. No, I got my, because
She was her
I got the
grand.
wrong mother. I'm talking about daughter.
Nellie Roney's.
Yeah,
Nellie
Nellie.
Roney. Nellie Camp.
They were twins. There was
Yeah.
Nellie and
Nellie.
Nettie.
Yeah.
They were twins. So Nellie and Nettie, of course, were daughters of Eliza Catherine Bray. But then later on in time, somehow in another family, there was another Bray that married in. I think married into the Camp family. But one of those two, Sam Bray was connected with somehow. Distant.
Yeah, I remember Dad speaking.
From Maroa. So I think he married, that Bray married into the Camp family. Yeah, I really do. I never knew the connection, but I'm sure that's how it was. So anyhow, yeah, they're dead and gone. Eva was her name, and Eva died, oh, what the hell. They had her in the nursing home, and she died, a couple years ago, and she was like 92 or 3 then.
Just a couple years ago, huh? Wow. She seemed like she was pretty old when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah, they were not as old as the grandpa and grandma. I'm gonna say they might have been just younger than VT and Bessie. They were probably born, what the hell, like around the First World War in that area. Sam was probably born, I think, I seen his deal in the paper, I think he was born something like 1913.
He didn't like me too long.
Why didn't he like you?
Oh, I got to hanging around the neighborhood kids and we shot his trailer with a BB gun.
Yeah, he didn't like you then.
No. And Hill kids, remember Chuck and David? Hill? Yeah, they were bad.
Even Chucky's gone. David's still in town. See him every once in a while, but Chucky, they found him in a crack house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, deader now. Overdose. Or delivered overdose.
Uh-huh.
Chucky? How old was Chucky?
He was probably Joy's age, wasn't he?
Joy's age.
Yeah.
Joy's age, yeah, thereabouts, in that area.
And he was found in a crack house in Wilmington?
No, in Joliet.
In Joliet.
There now. Rock house.
David was probably
And
2 or
then,
3 years older than me.
I don't know where Tony White went to. Susie, I heard, was in Indiana, and I think Tony went down to live with her mom in Kentucky. I think.
Don't you forget it.
Yeah, Susie would be 50-something now. Let's see, Susie was born, all right, Joy and Tony were the same age. I think Susie was born 1955. 57. Susie was born 1957, maybe 58 it was. So yeah, she would be 52 if that's the case. God dang, she was such a little dinky toy, little big tiny. She was a tiny little thing. A good strong wind when she was blown away. She probably didn't weigh 40 damn pounds. Yeah, old Susie. So anyhow, I mean, as the story goes, that town is just more, and every day, more and more city people.
Yeah.
The people that I knew and grew up
Price of
with,
housing is.
people I knew and grew up with are all died off or left town.
So it's now become a bedroom community for Chicago.
That's all. That's all. Exactly. That's a fact.
Yeah. So the people, are they weekenders or are they just,
Live there.
but they commute in every day,
That's right.
65 miles?
Yeah, they drive up to 100 miles an hour up the city every damn day. And then they come down there to Wilmington trying and insist on telling us what to do down there.
Well, it's about 60 miles of it, or something like that, roughly.
Depends on where they're working, yeah.
And what do they tell you what to do?
Basically, we're doing it all wrong. Yeah. I have told them, well, this ain't the city of Chicago. We're Yellowhammers. If you don't like the way we live down here, get back in your car and leave. And I told people that. Deal with it. It's just the way it is. But progressively, yeah, they'll have the town, and that'll be the end of it.
Tell me about, this is a good gift. Did you say you used to talk to Grandma Lindamood? To have conversations with her about stuff.
Because I was really one of the few people that listened to her.
When did you start? Do you remember when it was that you started talking to her?
Yeah, right at the time I was out of high school.
And you were you living in Decatur at the time?
No, never did. Just visit. Never did.
And you drove down in your truck?
Yeah, back then, truck, van, motorcycle.
And
I was just, I'd listen to her.
so
She liked that. She
how did
enjoyed
you
that.
how did you visit? You just drove down with your motorcycle and knocked on the front door,
That's all.
and she would answer?
When I drove my bike down, I did just that. I just
Showed up.
I went for a bike ride one day, and next thing you know, well, I just kept going. I wound up there, and luckily they were home that day.
You knocked. You remember when this was?
Yeah, that probably was like July of 1968.
And you knocked on the front door.
And she was just...
She was surprised to see you.
Yeah, I drove down there
Who
unannounced.
was at the house?
Her and Grandpa.
Was anyone else there?
No.
And so what happened? She said, "Come
so
on."
we did our thing in the house, and then she fed me and this and that, and then we wound up out and sitting out in the front porch and on the stairs at the front porch and just talking about this and that and this and that. And
What you remember? What
she was glad to be home, and
What did she feed you?
I don't know, don't remember, I don't recall.
But she said, "Come in and
Well,
sit
you're
at the
talking
table."
42 years ago. I don't recall.
Did she sit you at the table?
We normally, yeah, the two of us, we used to sit there at the kitchen table in the kitchen and bullshit. But I do remember we were sitting out in front on the steps, and we got to talking about the homestead, and she said it's been just a fine old wonderful home, and it's seen a lot of people in its day, and that her feelings and sentiment was that, and she told me she would sooner see the house razed to the ground as for those people living in it. She told me that. She would rather see the house torn down or burned down rather than have colored people living in their house.
That's what she said.
She told me that, yes.
What do you think made her feel that way?
She's been there since day one. It's all the thing built. Well, back then, yeah, they were moving in all areas all over Decatur, and everywhere they moved, they'd tear everything up. They sure did. Fact.
What year was this? It was in the 60s?
68.
68.
They were just back from Los Angeles, California then. Just came back. So they were out there a long time settling up Aunt Mag and Uncle Logan's estate out there. Took a long time. And all the rest of them just sat around, didn't offer to help her or nothing. All Bessie do come out there and freeload off of them.
You said Grandpa retired in 52,
1953.
53.
Was he there at the time that you see he was in the house when did you talk to him as well, or?
Yeah, but Grandpa didn't talk much. He just sit there and watch TV. He didn't talk much, very little. You know, he just like Mark, same way. Just,
Grandma was very social. They always had big get-togethers.
Yeah. She And I remember
Family
she looked over that shiny, she says that shiny set of wheels, she said about my motorcycle. She says, that is a fine looking shiny set of wheels, she says. Oh boy.
Did she want to go for a ride on it?
Oh, she couldn't. No, not at her age then. Heck no. I don't think she was ever on a motorcycle in her whole life. I doubt it. She was a young girl. She rode horses. She remember when the cars came in. Yeah, sure do.
She was about 64 at that time, wasn't she? 68. She didn't die until
Well, 68 and 6.
she died in 84 at
Yeah,
90.
68 and 6
You know,
is 74, yeah.
74.
And then add 6 to that was how old Grandpa was.
Yeah.
Or 68 and 12, so that's 68.
Was he shy?
Grandpa was 80 then.
He was 80. Was he shy?
No. He just
Kept to himself.
like Mark. Mark was the same way. He didn't, he didn't want to talk. He just wanted to sit and watch TV or listen to a radio or whatever. Grandpa really was not a sociable person. No. He didn't want to socialize. So anyhow, yeah, and it was a real nice day when I drove down there. Real nice day. It was June or July. But I'm thinking it was more of July. Yeah. Man, the look on her face when she answered the door and saw me standing there, she just was so dumbfounded.
Did you have a closer relationship to her than the other kids?
Yeah, actually. Actually, yes. Sure did.
So then it wasn't so surprising that you would go and see her.
No, I look forward to being with Grandma.